everyone, and welcome to this edition of Relatable Talks. So today we are going to be exploring a very beautiful topic. I'm sure we've come across this topic a lot of times. I mean, it's not a new topic. It's something that we've seen. But because I like talking about things that are very relatable, I feel this is a very important topic, especially to the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, as some people call them. Why your brain is addicted to your phone. Okay, so let's start with the story. I'm a student, okay, and I know that I have end of term exams. I know I have, semester exams and all of those stuff. When it comes to reading, if I just open my book to read, it'll look as if they just, gave me some sleeping pills. Immediately I just open my book to read. It takes a lot of discipline for me to actually sit and read, even though it's something that is supposed to be expected from me as a student. But once I open my book, it's like the books are boring. I can't even concentrate. I can't even read. But I try my best to read, of course, I mean. But when it comes to my phone, I could be on my phone all day without getting tired. I tried using this Pomodoro technique to read. And so when I set my alarm, maybe set the timer for 25 minutes to read, I would just keep checking the time. And when will this 25 minutes be over? But when I set my timer for that 5 minutes break, I'll be like, so fast. It is what it is. Our brain is addicted to our phones. And why is that? And there's a shocking news. The average person checks his phone 96 times per day. That's a lot. When I came across these numbers, I was like, are you really kidding me? 96 times a day. That's how much as an average human we check our phone. So we're going to be exploring this topic, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Oh, so welcome, and we'll be talking about this today. So why is our phone addicted? It's not just a habit. It has actually been proven by research. It's neuroscience. So we'll get to know why today. So now, the reason why we are always addicted to our phone is what is called the dopamine loop. I'm sure we've heard of dopamine. Now, for those that are not science today, let me just go a bit into the science pathway. So dopamine is like a hormone. They call it the reward hormone. So it's released in our brain when we do something, and it's one hormone that helps us derive satisfaction from what we do. So it's a hormone that kind of signals, oh, I love what I'm doing. I feel rewarded, I feel satisfied, I feel good about what I'm doing. So that's what the dopamine is. Not just and you know that dopamine is not just the pleasure chemical, it's the anticipation chemical. It's that hormone, it's that thing that makes you look forward to something because of maybe previous pleasures that you've derived from it. That's one thing. And so what happens? First of all, there's what we call a loop. So it's like a circle. You keep doing, this movie that talks about time loop and all of those things. Yeah. So maybe you bring up your phone. The first thing, bangam, there's a notification. What is it? You want to know what's happening. You want to know what entered, what message, what drop, what's the update. That's dopamine. You want to know what is occurring. Like, who has dropped the latest thing? Who has dropped the latest message? Let me see. And so when that notification comes up, you pick up your phone. Oh, you think it's just one message you want to see? By the time you pick up your phone, you're seeing a hot gist on your class group. Before you know, this person drops a reply, the other person drops a reply, the next person drops a reply. Even you drop a reply. You find that it's the notification that brought you there, but the notification has probably stopped. The information, the joy you're deriving from it, is now keeping you, is now being sustained. Dopamine is now being produced in excess because beyond the anticipation you had for that message, you now have the pleasure. So you see, it starts with the anticipation, and that's why this phone industry, they know what they do. The social media apps, they give you the notification. They tell you, do you want to put on notification? Do you want to put on notification for this app? Because that's how they draw you to the app. That's how they draw you to the social medias. Beautiful. And then by the time you keep scrolling through, you're being rewarded. You feel good about what you're doing. You forget that there's pot on the fire that has rice. And then it logs on your brain. when I scrolled through this gist on the class group, it felt good. The information was nice. The next notification that come, boom, you'd want to check if it's another gist that has dropped on the class group. That's why a lot of person that follow a lot of celebrities, that what keep them hooks. Or the person drops a hot gist today. Next day you're going back to check that page if there's a notification for it. If there's a notification for another hot gist. So you see, there's a trigger, which is the alarm or the notification, sound that drops. And then you pick up your phone and you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and you feel good about it. And your brain register that neural connections are formed. Oh, that's it. So next time, this reminds me of that research that was done then. I know then when we were still in high school or secondary school, as some Africans in parts or some other places call it. We call it secondary school here. So they gave us a research. I've forgotten the whole detail, but it's about a man that was talking about conditioning, and then he said they brought a dog and they brought food, and so for every time they want to feed the dog, they ring a bell, and then the dog salivates for the food. So first they bring the food, the dog salivates, then they bring the food and ring the bell, the dog salivates, and then with time the dog begin to associate the sound of the bell with the sound of food. And so it came a day where they just rang the bell without bringing food, and the dog was already salivating, because in the mind of the dog, the sound of the bell means food is coming. So the tech companies, they know this. They know that the notification, they draw you close to your phone. And so they deliberately put it. They even put it as one of the things you need to give permission to your phone. And before you know, that loop is formed. So these are crazy research numbers, bro. Like, the numbers don't lie. An average person spends 4.8 hours. Like, that's the average time you spend. You know what average is now? Average is like you're adding, and then you're dividing by a number of variables you have. We did arithmetics though. Like, the average time an adult spend in a day is 4.8 hours. If we have 24 hours in a day, and the time we are taking to sleep is probably 4 plus hours, the time we're taking to be at work is how many hours, and then we are spending 4.8 hours on screen. And most of this 4.8, a large chunk of this 4.8 hours, believe me, is not business time. Here, let's not lie to ourselves. It's not business time. It's not the time we use in closing deals. A lot of times, not even time we use to make meaningful knowledge, learn things. It's time for doom scrolling. And I think that's a topic we need to even do some other time. Doom scrolling. So we spend an average of 4.8 hours online. Wow. And then 2 minutes. That's how long your brain can take before you become anxious, before you begin to feel like you're missing out on anything. 2 minutes. So if you hear a notification and your brain is already so addicted, and you just hear a notification on your phone, within 2 minutes, and if you've not checked it, look as if the whole world wants to fall down. The average person check their phone about 96 times per day. Ha. This is time that if we invest in something good, would probably be millionaires. And even if we are not millionaires in cash, we could be millionaires in knowledge. And then 70% of persons check their phone within 5 minutes of waking up. A lot of us are on this table. A lot of us are on this table. Like, we just wake up, our phones are close by, and we are picking it up and we want to check what is going on. So I want to check time from time. The notification has dropped. But you're scrolling someone else, and you've not even left your bed. That is a whole lot of statistics. So why is it hard to stop? Now, there's a man known as Azaraski. I didn't know of him until I tried to, research on this topic. So Azaraski was the one who invented infinite scroll. And so what's infinite scroll? Infinite scroll is more like, the way our social media is being programmed. So you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's more like you're not getting to the end of the post. If it's as though you want to get to the end, you just click on load more, and then more comes on there, more comes on there. It's just like there's no end to the amount of things you can scroll through into your phone. That's Azaraskin. He did that evil to us. He did that. And he said he regretted it though. I need to know who this Azaraskin is. Maybe one day I'll also make a research about him. He said that infinite scroll became one of the vocal critics of addictive design. So it's designed to keep you there. So if you think the first one wasn't interesting, probably the second is going to be interesting. Second stuff or content is not interesting. The third or the fourth or the fifth, something is going to catch your attention. So in order for it to catch your attention, you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Oh, this is interesting. You want to see what the next one is going to talk about. You just keep scrolling. The infinite scroll. So there is no end point. There's no natural stopping cue. Your brain keep expecting one more good thing, and that is literally patented to stop you from to prevent you from stopping. So you just keep scrolling through. Wow. The next one is the variable reward. These are design features that keeps you addicted to your phone. So it's like a slot machine. The phone gives you random good outcomes. The randomness release more dopamine than consistent rewards. The same mechanism behind gambling addiction. Now, just in case you don't understand this, you know the way you do gambling. Please, I'm not a gambler, okay? I don't do bets, so just get the story. But I've spoken to people that have done gambling, and I think it's very evident when you see it. They probably place a bet today, they win. They place a bet tomorrow, they win. They place a bet the third day, they win. They place a bet the fourth day, hoping to win, and they lose. And they're like, oh, I won 3 times and I lost one. So probably I'm going to win the next one. They place again and probably they win. And they say, yes, I said it. They place again and probably they lose. And they're like, oh, it's one of those days. And they place again and probably they lose again. They're like, let me try. They place again and then they win. So it's a mixture of win, lose. That's how it is. So you keep scrolling. Today, this is hot content. And then you scroll, it doesn't make sense. Probably the next one is going to make sense. And you keep scrolling and probably it makes sense. Or the next one does not even make sense. And you keep scrolling and scrolling. So some make sense to you, some does not make sense to you. That's how it works. Variable rewards. They don't give you the same thing, so you don't get bored about it. The mixture gives it the spice. So it keeps you coming back because you're like, what are you to expect today? What are you to expect from this person? What are you to expect from this content? That's how it is. The third one is the social validation loop. So they say likes and comments taps into our deepest need, belonging. Every notification is a microdose of social acceptance. Your ancient brain can tell the difference between a tribe and Twitter. I think this specifically is for people that create the content online. So maybe you create some post and then you got 20 likes. I can remember when I started my YouTube channel one other time like that. Started one of my YouTube channels. So when I was growing, when I received a notification, boom boom, I want to go and check and see how many people have liked my video, how many people have subscribed to my video, to my channel. If I see some topics that I create content on, they are going to make, bring me more subscriptions or have more views. I'll be like, oh, maybe I should double down on this, and I'll keep checking. Probably the next one, I'm getting like 5 views. I'm like, what happened? So I just keep going back to check. As at some time I had to deliberately stay off for a long while. I have to be like, okay, I'm doing this for myself. As much as I want to grow on social media, it's not about that. But for a lot of persons, they don't have that. They've not come to that point where they can accept it. So if you start out as a content creator, you keep going back to check. Oh, did they like you? Did they comment something nice? Were you trolled? Did they come at you? Did they accept you? So before you know, you keep getting addicted to your phone to see what people are saying about what you've put out. Or even as someone who is not creating content, you commented under a post. You want to see how many people have liked your comment, how many people have replied to your comments, because that's a sign of, oh, your comments made sense. It hits home. Yeah, it's just to keep you on your phone. So these apps are not accidents. They are designed to be addictive. We need to arrest Azaraskin, who is on this table with me. I think we need to arrest him. Yeah. So now you understand what is wrong. You know that this has been conditioned to keep you like this. What do? Of course, you have to take responsibility. In my opinion, I feel we should get Azaraskin first of all if he's still alive and tell me what he has done, or tell him to explain to us why he did what he did. I don't know. Maybe I'll still make a research on who Azaraskin is. I think it's we need to explore what how did he come by that? What kind of research was he, you know, looking into on these social behavioral people and all of this their research. But then now we know why we are being addicted. Now we know the systems that have been put in place to keep us addicted to our phones. What do we do? Do we continue to play by their rules? Or we take intentional steps to take back our authority and our freedom to choose? Of course, yes, you can. If phones need system or need things in place to keep you addicted, then definitely you also need things in place to prevent you from being addicted to your phones. And yes, you can do that. One of the ways is to put your phone on a grayscale mode. Yeah, dark mode probably. Yeah, I use dark modes a lot, like literally. I've used dark mode for the longest time that I even forget how what no the light mode is. Like if my phone is on light mode, as if it's painful to my eyes. Okay. Now, why we agree that there are some apps that don't have the dark mode, but it just helps you tone things down a lot. For this now, this grayscale is like specifically black and white. Like everything is just black and white. Me, what's usually how I set my own grayscale is at a particular time. In my phone, it's not called grayscale, like definitely, but it's called I think sleep mode or something like that. So at sleep mode, everything turns black and white in my phone. Okay, so all the colors are just black and white, and within that gray color and all of those things, and it is for a reason. It's to help you become bored of the phone, because color is attractive, color is art, color keeps you, keeps your attention there. So if you want to, fight addiction to your phone, maybe some hours of the day, especially those times you feel like you're very addicted, try putting your phone in grayscale. It's going to annoy you, and if you're very consistent, you probably keep it by your side. Batch notifications. Check your message 3 times per day. It eliminates 90% of dopamine trigger. I remember when we have very serious tests like this coming up at school, we keep our phones on focus modes. For those focus modes, no notification comes up on your phone. Nothing comes up. So when you put off your focus mode at a particular time of the day, probably when you're done reading some batch, all the notification just rushes in and you're like, hey, this is a lot, and you just okay, and you check, but the phone is no longer there because they're not coming in bits. All right, so yes, you can do that. Put your phone on a focus mode sometimes and batch your notification, so when you put it on at specific hours of the day, you receive all the notification, reply to those you want to reply to, watch the ones you want to watch, and let your focus mode be timed if possible. If not, you're still going to spend a lot of time. So some apps on my phone are timed, so when I'm there, maybe I give it 15 minutes or so. After 15 minutes, it just goes off, bam. Even though sometimes I go back to still put it on, but it helps me build more discipline like that. Use a phone free zone. Yes, you can choose that there's no phones at your meals, no phone close to your bedside when you want to sleep, no phones close to your books if you're not going to use it to make research or so. Keep your phone away from you. I've stayed without my phone for a day, though it was not intentional. What happened was that then I think I didn't get to charge my phone, and I didn't move with a power bank, and so my phone was more like put off throughout the day. The second was that my phone got spoiled, and because of where I was traveling to, I need to fix it. I couldn't fix it that same day. I need to fix it the next day. All right, so within that window, those windows, I didn't stay with my phone. I was phone free, and I didn't die. You won't die if you keep your phone away from you for some part of the day. All right. Here says friction therapy. So you move social apps off your screen. Log out after sessions. A 20 seconds delay breaks 50% of your mindless check. So you know the way some people batch you can batch your app. So you just batch all your social media apps into one folder and then put it back of the how do I describe it? You know, there's your home screen there when you put on your phone. Yeah, I'm back. All right. So you know there's a phone home screen that once you put on your phone, there are sets of app you see. Why some other apps you need to like scroll to another page on the home screen. Like that's how you kind of swipe your phone to other interfaces for you to see the rest of your apps. So yes, those your social media apps, you could put them in a folder and put them backwards so that they are not the first things you see when you put on your phone on your home screen. They are not there. All right. So to take intentionality for you to go and find the folders where they are, open it and then click on them. It helps you. Just put that friction on the way. Like for you to get to it, you have to put in some intentional work. Don't make it easy for yourself. Then track your phone time. If you use a daily tracker, then you will see the apps that are taking a lot of your time. It could be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You would, it's just, even if it might not be 100% a a complete representation of the truth, but to give you something close by, you see the number of hours you're spending on your socials and other apps that are not probably benefiting you. So track it, and then you see that there's a problem and you work towards it. So the next is replace, don't resist. I think this goes for a lot of addictions. You just want to run away from the addiction. No, replace that habit, because it's a habit. It's something that's there. So if you just remove it, a vacuum is created, and we know how they say nature abhors vacuum. So definitely, if you don't put something to replace the feeling that thing has been given to you, something good, you find yourself going back to the same thing you're running from, and you even crave it more because you stayed away for a long time. So if you say you're not going to do phone addiction, the time you spend on your phone, get a book, probably join a discussion group, a physical discussion group, join a physical book club, go for arts training, walk, yeah, walk around, breathe air, touch grass, bro. you know, do things that will take the place of the pleasure the phone has been giving to you. And if you try these steps, you probably make a headway. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. And probably, what topic do you think we can explore? Write it in the comment section, and see you next. Bye.